Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah. Greetings to everyone world over, all our brothers and sisters across the globe. Wishing you all a very happy 73rd Republic Day of India. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud of our nation. We are proud of India. We are proud of everybody whosoever is a part of the ecosystem of India, including our brothers and sisters. Those are Indian diaspora across the globe in different countries, in different time zones, celebrating, jubilating, and congratulating each other and enjoying India's 73rd Republic Day. Today, we are dedicating because, as you recall, right from the 25th of March 2020, when world over there were crises, there were challenges, there was a pandemic, our chamber, ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, has dedicated each day, each moment for teachers, for educators, for education, for our youth across the globe. We have gone to the different continents every day with the help of our brothers and sisters, Indian diaspora, NRIs, corporate houses, and of course, the people, those are directly, indirectly in the education ecosystem. Our efforts have been how to empower our educators and youth, how to help the entire education ecosystem, and how to be the supportive pillar. So today, on the 73rd Republic Day of India, we extend a very warm welcome to Lieutenant General KJ Singh, PVSM, AVSM, and bar veteran. He is the senior patron of our chamber, ICSI, coming from the armed forces. आज क्योंकि भारत का गणतंत्र दिवस है, अंदर तक एकदम जोश ही जोश है और हम सब लोग इकट्ठे मिलके आज जो सेलिब्रेशंस कर रहे हैं, आइए उसी को हम लोगों के साथ शेयर करते हैं. International Chamber for Service Industry extends a very warm welcome to all of you. So, ladies and gentlemen, soldiers, because Lieutenant General KJ Singh ji is also a soldier and Major Dr. Gulshan Sharma is also a soldier, we salute the entire world and everybody, and we send our heartfelt greetings, gratitudes, and thanks to everyone today on Gantantra Divas. आप सभी को बहुत बहुत हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं. Something new, something unique, repackaging. Earlier, it used to be only 26th of January, one-day celebrations. And now, with the vision of the present government, there's a repackaging because they want to involve the entire country and everybody in a more deeper way in the nation building. So there'll be a week-long Republic Day celebrations. It has been decided that the Republic Day celebrations will now be a week-long from January 23rd to the 30th every year. The celebrations will commence on January 23rd. That is the birth anniversary of the great freedom fighter Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and it will culminate on 30th of June, which is observed at the Martyrs' Day. Now, a grand fly past by the Indian Air Force aircrafts today, helicopters, everybody. For the first time, the IAF, they coordinated with the Doordarshan to show the cockpit videos during the fly past. That was amazing. Everybody enjoyed. All the youth of the country, they're bubbling with the new energy. They say it's our India. It's a futuristic India. It's tomorrow India. It's a nation building. Ladies and gentlemen, the cultural performances also, besides the parade, for the first time, the dancers who performed during the cultural program at the parade, they had been selected through the nationwide competition by the Ministry of Defense. The competition began at the district level with the participation of nearly 3,870 dancers in 323 groups, progressed to state and the zonal levels over a period of 2 months, the entire November and December of 2021. Coming forward, The parade also witnessed and featured numerous contingents of the Indian Army with the progression of the uniform and the weapons over the last 75 years. A total of 96 young sailors and the 4 officers made the naval contingent as well. It was followed by the naval tableau, which highlighted the Indian Navy's multi-dimensional capabilities. Besides that, Army, Navy, we had a wonderful display by the Air Force also. There was a 96 airmen and 4 officers in the Air Force contingent. Indian Air Force transforming for the future is the theme of the tableau. Wow, what an amazing 2 tableaus representing the country's defense technical establishment. They displayed by the Defense Research and the Development Organization as well. The parade also featured today a contingent from the Indian Coastal Guard, Central Reserve Police Force, Delhi Police, Delhi Industrial Security Force, and when we talk about Seema Bal, then we talk about Border Security Force, National Cadet Corps, Boys Marching Contingent, NCC Girls Marching Contingent, and the National Service Scheme, besides many others. The tableau of the 12 states and the Union Territories, Arunachal Pradesh, Haryana, Chhattisgarh, Goa, Gujarat, Jammu and Kashmir, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Meghalaya, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, and Uttarakhand, they glided down the, Rajpath. There was also the tableau of 9 ministries and various departments. This was followed by the cultural performance and the popular act of the motorcycle riders, which displayed wonderful. So, ladies and gentlemen, young India, what is the role of our education ecosystem? Our teachers, Bharat ko punaha Vishwa Guru banna hai. We got to regain our position, what we had just some time back. It's the oldest civilization when we talk about. And we are celebrating 75 years Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So, as you recall, and as you see our YouTube channel, the GS Motivator, if you go onto the YouTube channel where this program is going live at this point of time, world over, you can feel right from 25th of March 2020, when there was a complete lockdown, we had just understood, like doctors, nurses, paramedical people, they're the great warriors doing the great job. Our chamber should take the responsibility, shoulder the responsibility to get into the education ecosystem hand holding. All the teachers world over, all the youth world over, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, all of us, we are together. So today, while celebrating our Republic Day, we wish to share with all of you that if we want to move towards Atmanirbhar Bharat, all of us, we got to empower and enthusiast every youth of our country. Let them come forward. Let them participate every year. Earlier, we had the finishing school, which our chamber had set up way back in 1994. During the pandemic, it has gone totally digital and it has become e-Gurukul for service industry. We go world over. We are doing the hand holding of everybody whosoever has got any kind of a challenges during the, the education delivery mechanism, because the online education, digital education, technology-based education, blended education, flipped learning, outside classroom learning, hybrid learning, outside 4 walls learning, that is the norm. All of us, we got to understand, we will not be going back to January, February of 2020. We got to move ahead. We got to see something which is there in the storage for the future. Our chamber, right from the morning till evening, we go totally digital, beaming world over from our e-Gurukul to bring positivity. Nobody should be tense. Nobody should have an anxiety, no pressures. How education should become more rewarding, stimulating, and happiness for everybody. That is the efforts which our chamber is putting in. At the same time, economic crisis which have gone through, because there was economic, down, you can have, because the world over, the entire economy has suffered quite a bit of it. To regain the lost ground, we all got to move ahead together. We got to focus on enriching, empowering, and taking, the somersault and moving ahead. And services export boosting has to be done by all means. So education, skills, entertainment, wellness, IT and ITS is already contributing more than 50% of these services exports. And youth at the helm of affair have got a great responsibility on their shoulder to take the world forward from Indian youth support. Now, ICSI, during this entire pandemic crisis, when we have carried out the synthesis of the research and the compilation of the data from the world over, we have reached on conclusion that B2B for some more time is not going to be business to business, but back to basics of our future, back to basics of our life, our basic food, our organic thinking, our wellness, mental wellness, physical wellness, environmental wellness, economic wellness, and with that is linked your spiritual wellness. In education also, we have got lots of challenges. In e-learning, how do we remove the digital divide? How everybody should be in a position to get equal benefit from the digital way of learning, which is going to be the new norms which we have to consider. Sustainable development of the entire world, because globally, a lot of challenges are coming to all of us. So ladies and gentlemen, after this particular ongoing program, 8 p.m., you would be meeting Mr. KGS Pannu, Head L&D, Pokhraj Healthcare Private Limited. He's also going to talk about how to prepare future educators, teachers, counselors, trainers, and technocrats. What kind of a synergy, collective efforts, collaboration is required by all of us. And our chamber, all the time, if you recollect, our tagline is making education relevant. Education, head to heart and heart to hands. That's the way we all have to move on. We're grateful to MEPSC. They have been very, very supportive to us. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we wish to share with all of you whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let's come together. Let's make education and skills relevant through innovative education, futuristic education, skill-based education. Micro, small, and medium enterprise got to be integrated, integral part of education. Entertainment, films, tourism, dance, music, wellness, all kind of wellness, teachers training, hand holding, their personal and professional growth, and all around happiness, and happiness, that kind of an environment in education ecosystem. Our chamber, because it is dedicated to service industry, and we are taking care of non-resident Indian diaspora world over, 31.45 million are brothers and sisters across the globe. It's a global confluence of NRIs, educators, motivators, technocrats, counselors, wellness experts, tourism experts, corporate, government administrators, and decision makers. All of us, we are together. We invite you, be a part of our deliberations. Come as a panelist, give your valuable suggestion. You can send a mail to us, or you can send a WhatsApp to us. We would be more than happy to receive an intimation from you and to take the vision ahead. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, we extend a very warm welcome to Lieutenant General KJ Singh, sir, who is a former Army commander from Chandimandir, who has contributed to the uniform. He has contributed to the armed forces. He has contributed to the humanity the best possible way. Let's pick up the threads from him. How do we move forward? What our youth can do? How do they become part of the global ecosystem? Because all of us, we can move together. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome, hearty welcome, and with lots of pleasure, Happy Republic Day, sir, and 73rd Republic Day. We extend you a very warm welcome, and we hand over the entire globe to you now.
Thank you, Major Gulshan Sharma, sir. Thank you. Grateful to you. And a very relevant day for us to interact. Let me wish Happy Republic Day to everybody. Jai Hind. These are very trying times. These are difficult times. We are going through a pandemic which is once in a century kind of a phenomena. But does that mean that we should come to a stop? Should we just give up? Should we just sit helplessly? Well, allow me to recount my experience. Major Gulshan Sharma ji said that I contributed a lot in armed forces, but armed forces taught me one thing, that you can never retire. You have to re-attire. So after finishing my tenure, I was lucky that he also used my whatever little capability I have to contribute towards skill building in a wonderful institution that he runs. And I could do some work over there. But when I re-attired in my different multiple short innings that I played, one innings I was put into is the innings of Information Commissioner. Now that is a quasi-judicial kind of a job. So everybody likes to be like a judge. The information commissioners sit on a chair and Hajir ho. He should be presented there and he will hear the case and then reserve the judgment and give the thing after a few days, sometimes after months. So when I've got into that job, I said, firstly, I'll never reserve a judgment because these issues are so mundane, so simple, so logical. Except for an odd case, I never reserved a judgment. Secondly, when the pandemic visited us, I said, let us start hearing on telephone. I was immediately told by my colleagues that this is a judicial proceeding. It has to be recorded. How will you do it? So we tried WhatsApp. Now Haryana is Haryana. Pardon me, my friends from Haryana. You gave me this opportunity, but Haryana people are like, we say in Haryanvi language, khagad. Khagad is a bull which is on, rampage. So they said, WhatsApp will not work. So that was their dodging tactics, that WhatsApp will not work. See, he's asked for information. I want to provide the information, but he's not willing to use the means by which information can be provided. Physical meeting was not possible. So I said, okay, let's do it on telephone. And believe you me, my friends, my output increased. The number of cases that I heard increased. And it became, there were challenges, there were difficulties because you had to read the case first, you had to prepare. Even my staff, I'm very grateful to them. But pandemic has helped us to unlock different capabilities which were hidden inside us. I don't say it is a welcome thing because physical interaction has got its own flavor. And I feel very sorry for our students that they're deprived of personal touch, that counseling, that physical. After all, we can hear ghazals on CD, on video, but we all go to mushairas and we see that event. And whenever I have been to a concert by Jagjit Singh or such like people, the energy is different. The vibes are different. It electrifies you. By that, today you can watch a match on video on TV, and you can also go and see it in a stadium. Then why do we go to a stadium? See, like I have watched so many matches, and when I come back and I see it on the TV, believe you me, the TV coverage is better because cameras are at multiple locations and they are giving you a computer controlled, a digitally controlled, the best camera output is being fed to you, wherever angle is the best. But in a stadium, you're sitting at one particular place and you have a itchy spectator in front of you who's always jumping. He may deprive you of those sights, but yet that energy cannot be replicated. So physical connection has got its own advantages. But if you can't do it, then the next best alternative is to do it digitally. And in this, a huge, big lesson has come out. And the lesson is India is electronically better connected than even America. It has come out because the amount of Paytm customers we have here, the amount of people which are using PhonePe and RuPay and all these, like it has become part of our, people have stopped carrying wallets. They say it's not required. Like they say, why should we need a wallet? People are even thinking of stopping to buy cars. They say, why should I buy a car when Ola and Uber is there? At least in metros, it's happening like this. It's soon or later, it'll happen even in smaller places. So my friends, world is changing. In this changing, the only constant is the people who are resilient. The people who will be resilient, who will keep up with the change, who will pick up the contemporary technologies, and who will upskill themselves will survive. Why I say this? Because today, there are countries which are facing demographic challenges, which have got a geriatric trap, aging population. Japan is one, Italy is another one, and with this COVID casualties, it has become even more severe over there. Germany is another country, and China may join the league after a couple of decades because of one-child norm policy. India is bucking the trend. India has got still a little bit growing population, but more importantly, it has got population in the productive bracket, in the youth bulge, which is being called as demographic dividend. That's what we have got. So nature doesn't accept vacuum. Nature abhors vacuum. If you have skill deficiency and deficiency of manpower, people have to migrate. Marwadis went from Jhunjhunu and Sikar to Kolkata and all these places. Gujaratis went to USA and made hotels. Hotels converted motels into hotels. And people have gone to Canada. Similarly, we will have Indians who are upskilled. Mark my words, upskilled. The guys or the girls who have picked up the contemporary skills, who are, and skills like not these skills that which our universities are giving are hardly, some of them are hardly contemporary. Reading something on, I don't know what, you need to be a caregiver sometimes, you need to be a hospitality person, you have, because the economies over there have deficiencies in those skills. India has formalized agreements with countries like Japan, and many more are in the pipeline. We as youth have to pick up these challenges, to upskill ourselves genuinely, and also improve your soft communication skills. Because if you have to go and work in any country, you have to know their language, at least the language of love and affection, which requires softening up of your persona. So you need to build on that capability and try and pick up multiple skills also. Multitask workers are also in demand. That a person who can be a driver, who can be a Amazon delivery boy, who can, and don't get into this trap of accumulating MPhil, which in any case has been derecognized, PhD. I know people in Australia who are PhDs who are driving taxis. Why that? One of the ministers of Afghanistan is in Germany today doing Amazon delivery. He was asked. He said, why not? Because I have to educate my children. I have brought them to Germany. And this is the work that I have got. And this is not my last occupation. This is my first occupation. I have to break into it. And then you can keep upskilling yourself in that environment and keep climbing up the ladder. So world is waiting for you. Opportunity is knocking at your door. The moot question is, are you ready to take up that challenge? That is the moot question which we need to pose to ourselves. Also, my friends, my little suggestion to educators. I also call myself, because I was given a professorship in Punjab University. I was a chair professor, Maharaja Ranjit Singh chair. So we are from the old generation. Some of us, I touch wood, I am lucky. I did computer course very early in army. But there are some who can't even use, who have to call, oh, kake the aahi, jara mera ye to chala de. So they have to call their child and tell him, son, come here, please, and just switch it on like this. But is it so difficult? The technologies which are being fielded today are progressively being made idiot-proof. Believe you me, when I develop a technology, if I am a technocrat, my mandate to the people who develop is that even an idiot should be able to use it. So they are becoming idiot-proof. So educator in our generation certainly should not be worse than idiots, because technologies are being made that way. So embrace the technology, embrace these tools. No harm in picking up some technologies or some tools from your students, so that you are on the level platform. You are able to communicate with each other. After all, it is all about communication. If you can communicate properly, if you can impart that knowledge to them, package it like this. See, there are wonderful, wonderful opportunities. Have you ever imagined or seen those videos which are put out by a gentleman called as Khan? There is one Professor Khan in Bihar who puts out videos on issues like national security. He is telling you Rafael kya hai, and he is telling you in Bhojpuri, and people are lapping it up. But why is that happening? Because there is a vacuum in that space, and nobody can accept vacuum. So many of you who are studying in these metro towns, you have to convert this knowledge into vernacular medium and capture that space. Everybody cannot reach Canada, but everybody can certainly capture Bhagalpur, capture Motihari, can capture Azamgarh, and places like that where there is deficiency of such domain competence. So my friends, allow me to sum up my little this thing, and then I will take some questions if there are there, or Gulshanji will take me through this to sort of, in essence, what I want to convey to you. The first thing is, stop this fixation with a white collar syndrome. Become a blue collar hands-on worker. At least in initial part of your jobs, even Ratan Tata was initially put on the shop floor by his bosses. He had to learn the ropes. So initially, don't hesitate to get your hands dirty. Secondly, your generation has the most wonderful opportunity of demographic dividend. But if you do not convert it, it will become a demographic disaster. Don't blame anybody if you end up snatching from each other, because you have not used these opportunities. So kindly, this is the time. This is once in a lifetime opportunity given to Indians. We can't fail ourselves on that. Thirdly, embrace technology, usable technology, technology which can be used, put on ground. Look for spaces which are vacant and go and capture them. Don't hesitate to work in those. Initially, it may look remote to you. It may look difficult to you, but then progress will come from there. And finally, what I want to say is that pandemic is a serious challenge, but only for those who are defeatist in their approach.
Wow.
All change, change is the only constant in life, but the constant that requires to be built in is resilience. We need to be resilient. We need to be embracing technology. We need to be contemporary. We can't be out of fashion. And we can't be only saying, Mera time bhi aayega. Aapka time aa chuka hai. Your time has arrived. Please grab it.
Wonderful.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
That's great for our youth. That's great for our entire education ecosystem, our educators. And that is something amazing which you have given. Sir, let me just recapitulate for a minute, and then I have got a question which I got to take on. We will, you gave wonderful example of Japan, Germany, Europe, where the population is aging and how the gap can be filled by our youngsters if they are adequately skilled, reskilled, properly skilled, and futuristically skilled. That is something very interesting and amazing. Second part, sir, which you gave, there is a vacuum which our children can fill, our youth can fill. They got to move ahead. And there's no use of learning or getting into the academics which doesn't have a utility in our day-to-day life, or which is not futuristic, which is not going to be used. Now, this pandemic, sir, one challenge. We have totally got your message that every challenge brings new avenues, new opportunities, and something new. You got to pack it, repackage it. Now, one thing which comes to mind, these 2 years have given a lot of mental fatigue. It has given a lot of challenges towards mental wellness, because anybody, whether it's a parents or it's a teachers or it's youth, how would you like to, from your armed forces background, you have gone up to the rank of a lieutenant general, you have seen all seasons, you have seen all times, what would you like to suggest? Resilient, very nice what you have given. Let's talk about one or two techniques, particularly when there's a challenge of mental wellness. I'm looking back 25th of March 2020, when there was a lockdown, and the first Josh talk we had done together, you were very kind and we started. We have come a long way. We have not taken a break even for one day. And today we are completing 1,412 webinars. And from the world over, more than 12,000 people have come in the various form from the various fields, and they have given lots of ideas. In fact, we have been a learner, great learner. What would you like to tell how to build mental robustness? All that which we have gone through, what would you like to tell the entire education ecosystem, teachers also, youth also, and parents also?
See, the first thing, Gulshanji, I would attempt an answer to that. That's a very challenging and a wonderful question. First thing is that at the core of your belief system has to be spirituality. Spirituality, I'm not saying religiosity, I'm saying spirituality. If you believe in basic value of prayers, it doesn't have to be elaborate. You don't have to start saying that I'll do these many hours of scripture reading, I'll do these many parts, I'll visit this. No. If there is, you kickstart your day with prayers, you finish your day with prayers, and somewhere in between, you take a stock of the day along with prayers, that's enough. It could be in a 12-hour or 10-hour cycle. It could be only about half an hour. That's all. Also, there is a need to invest some time into your physical rejuvenation, because without, it's a combination of your body and mind both have to remain sort of agile, both have to remain linked and fit and healthy. So there is an old saying which says, व्यस्त रहो, चुस्त रहो, मस्त रहो. What it says is remain engaged, व्यस्त रहो, remain occupied, चुस्त रहो, remain agile, remain active, and मस्त रहो, मतलब remain happy. So your happiness is a function of your being involved in activities and not letting time weigh heavy on your mind. Now, see, when the pandemic struck us, a lot of us are scared. Even today I am scared. But what do I do? Luckily, I have a house which gives me a chance to walk. So I have converted into an opportunity. Otherwise, I would have bought a cycle. But I said, no, I will do it this way. So I do my steps. I have put some goal and I have modified that, but I have not allowed that to say that I will only lie in my bed. No, that I will not allow myself to do, because that is the whole essence of resilience. And so prayers, spiritually connected, physically active, you have to remain, you can put it over 2 spans in a day, but it is a must that you do 30 minutes to 45 minutes of physical activity. It can be aerobic related, it can be walking, it can be some strength training which doesn't require too much of space. You can buy some basic weights and a combination can work. So think of that. If you are more affluent, you have more money, you can invest in a treadmill, you can invest in an exercise cycle, and you can give yourself that challenge. Okay, that takes care of that. The third aspect is definitely a value-based living. If your values are not correct, tensions will keep building up. If you are living with your values, then tensions will keep getting eliminated on their own. Because basically, it is the values which allow us to remain centered to our inner self. That's how I look at it. And that has to be combined with short meditations. There are meditations which are 10-minute meditation, 5-minute meditation. You can do some chanting. You can do Om, you can do Ram, you can do Vaheguru. There are different forms. Go to YouTube, go to Google, you'll be able to get them. But there are guided meditations. There are mantra meditations. There are jap meditations. Suit yourself. And it is like eating, After a while, you'll get fed up. Then leave one naam and go to jap and try that. After a while, you'll get fed up with that. Try the third one. And then you discover which one helps you at what time. So it's about your own. See, after all, every human being has got a biorhythm. There are some people who work best in the morning. There are some people who work best in the evening. So you have to discover your biorhythm and work along with it. So similarly, you have to discover your meditation rhythm, your spirituality rhythm, your physical rhythm, and synergize these to that. Also, these times where you are, you save time now today on traveling because you are not traveling. You are also saving time on social interaction. So the time that you save, can you convert it into upskilling yourself? Can you convert it into learning a new skill, learning something on computers? YouTube today gives you lots and lots of avenues. You have to pick up the right one and start working on it. So I would again sum up this part to say that prayers, at least 2 to 3 times in a day, physical activity, say about 30-45 minutes, combination aerobic, strength, some weights, strength, that's what I mean by that. Yoga is a wonderful exercise, you can do that. You need to look at value-based living so that you have minimum tensions to this thing. You need to reallocate your time today, that which has become spare to you. You're not traveling today. You're working from home, so you're saving time on traveling, time on social interaction. So convert it into, can you do social interaction on Zoom? Yes, you can. You can, all of you, you have a family function like today, birthdays are being celebrated on Zoom. Antim Ardas is being happening on Zoom. So we have to use those. We have to still socially interact. You can't be cutting yourself like that. And finally,
Upskill
remain,
yourself.
upskill yourself. You have to upskill yourself. And I will repeat that thing, that chust rahiye, vyast rahiye, mast rahiye.
Wonderful, sir. That is something interesting. I will take on some questions which have come on to the YouTube. There is Rana Yukesh Pratap Singh Shishodia.
He asked my permission to ask a question on Twitter. He said, "Sir, can I ask a question?" I said, "Yes, you do."
Okay. The question is, my question to Sir, Honorable Army Commander, sir, still there is a vacuum, one sector of technology like artificial intelligence, automation, hybrid vehicles, these called as a future technology. But how can we fill that? How can we take on that?
See, these technologies come under a group of something which is called as disruptive technologies. These are the technologies which will cause disruption in the enemy, psychological collapse, and give you that victory without even fighting. They are in the, most of them are in the non-kinetic dimension of warfare, like use of artificial intelligence, machine learning, use of automated robotics, drones, cyber, space, cognitive warfare. All these are part of these. Now, they require a lot of domain competence. They are not electrical switch that you switch it on and it'll come. It won't. It takes years of research and dedicated hard work. Some countries are far ahead of us in this, like countries like America, countries like Israel. See, what happens is the American concept is wonderful concept. In America, they have created an ecosystem. There is a Stanford, there is MIT. So everybody goes running to do degrees over there. Now, who are the guys who go there? The best brains of countries like ours, IIT people like Sundar Pichai, Satya Nadella, they will go running there. When they go there, they find that ecosystem so wonderful that they don't come back and they get absorbed there. And the best brains of the world are getting accumulated there and technologies are getting developed there. So they are far ahead of us. So what I'm trying to say is that we need to collaborate with those countries, try and catch up with it. Some work is going on, more needs to be done, but it is not an easy venture. What I want to convey to Rana and others is a wonderful question. See, today India has got core competence in, like when we are looking at China, let's look at China, which is our main adversary. The core competence of India is high altitude warfare, fighting in snow and winter, and the capability to take punishment. The number of casualties we can take, Chinese are soft, they cannot take it. So these are our core competencies. When China started this round of standoff, we were told that this means nothing, your core competencies, because China will come with microwave kind of weapons and you will be fried, you will be evaporated. And China has got such a good surveillance that everything can be seen. And China will launch a cyber attack and you will get paralyzed. You will not be able to use any of your aids, optronics devices. China will also come with swarms of drones, which will give hot noodles to their soldiers, and soldiers will be eating Hakka noodles on their posts. Has anything of that happened? The answer is no. Nothing of that has happened. Even with that surveillance, we surprised them at Mount Kailash. We went and surprised them. So what is the lesson? My lesson is that those technologies are there, but not yet in a fieldable form. They are not yet operationalized. They are some distance away from operationalization. They have to be ruggedized. They have to be made fit to operate at such altitudes and such like climate, and in those numbers in miniature form that they are given to those people. So what I'm not discounting that they will not come. They will come sooner or later, but there is still some time. So in the period that they are coming, we have certain core competencies. That is our firm base. That is our strength. We should not give it up. We should build on that. We should remain invested in that. We should refine it because that may swing it for us. Concurrently, we should develop disruptive technologies. We should invest in that. And we should work along with relevant countries. See, we are talking of Atmanirbhar. Even our prime minister tried to say, but the message has been lost. It is not Atmanirbhar is not isolating yourself from other. It is smart Atmanirbhar. We have to develop certain core competencies which liberate us. What is China's thing? China today makes APIs in pharmaceutics, and that gives it the grip. China has got technology of rare earths. That gives it the grip. So India needs to get few technologies like that and acquire that grip. So even if we do not have technologies in all fields, everybody comes to us and tells us, "Ye humko de do. Just give us this." And we lay the terms, okay, we'll give this to you if you will give that to us. After all, it's give and take. Like I'll tell you, we have this famous weapon called as rocket launchers. They are made in Sweden. They have only country which has got that kind of capability and competence. So everybody buys it from them. We need to have such capability in certain weapons so that everybody comes to us. So we need to be smart Atmanirbhar. This is what I would like to tell you, Rana. I hope I have answered your question. Because on Twitter, you'll tomorrow come and tell me, "Sir, you didn't answer this question."
That's wonderful, sir. That's wonderful. Something amazing which I wish to share in context to the same what you have given, sir. Last evening, there was The Print, Cut the Clutter, Shekhar Gupta, where he has given the new definition of SMS in context with China. I would recommend very strongly people, those are interested to know what sir has given, the entire chronology. You can see it over there. Over there, the SMS is not a short message service. It's altogether different, which you have to understand. Now, sir, one final question which comes to my mind, and I wish to share with you. Scandinavian countries, when we talk about, and when we take an example of Finland, and we say Finland has got the best education ecosystem in the world. After Finland, people look towards South Korea. They look towards Singapore. Look at that small tapu. What wonders have they done over there? Now, I'm coming back something very interesting, which I have picked up recently from the Scandinavian countries. Denmark has taken lead, and they have developed a concept in education called Human Library Club. Human Library Club. I want to share with you, sir, this is something very interesting. You'll find it. What have they done? The people, those are above the age of 60 years, think about the old libraries. Think about traditional libraries. Nobody's talking, total silence. Pick up your book, come over there, just sit down. And by the time you open first page, you're half asleep because the environment is giving you altogether conducive. Now, the Human Library Club, which they have built, and the concept what they have got, it has already come in Mumbai. We want to bring it to Chandigarh. We want to bring it to Mohali. We want to bring it to Panchkula, because a lot of retired defense officers, armed forces officers, those are right over here. Now, what is this concept of human library? Like we are here in a digital at present. Let's see this particular situation. Whatever is your lifetime experience, whatever you are carrying, something very special, acumen, over the years, your experience, your chronology, children, youth, students, educator, and the entire education system, wherever they are, they sit and they get the leadership qualities from you. They get the speciality from you, whatever you have got, they can pick it up from there. That's what comes to the mind. How would you look at the human library club concept for the Tri-City, sir? Chandigarh, Mohali and Panchkula, how do you look at it?
It's a very wonderful concept because there are large number of people here who are not really into any, because unlike Delhi and other places where you have either, there are productive age till about 65 or 70 people can pick up some vocation in security and other like, but here there are very few, very limited opportunities. And here there are no think tanks also. So in Delhi, a lot of people just put on a tie and go to USI or IDSA or Claus or Vivekanand, and then over there is some tea, there is some lunch, and a lecture to hear, and they pass their time. Chandigarh is more into playing golf in the evening, having a round of bridge or cards, or go hitting the bar. So it'll be a very wonderful thing. It'll also do wonders for the veterans, because veterans, because of this not doing anything, are more prone to Alzheimer's, to dementia. So it is contributing to their mental health. This has been my core belief, that Chandigarh needs to have such activities because it deserves, because there are soldiers, veterans, IAS, IFS, judges who have chosen to run away from Delhi, and increasingly people are not wanting to settle in Delhi and Gurgaon. I see a lot of the place where I see the property values are increasing. I asked why. They said people are selling in Delhi and coming to settle here. So if we are going to have such a availability of such domain competence knowledge, we should harness it. It's a wonderful idea.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I just wanted, because under your leadership, I just thought of it. We should initiate it. And once the situation improves, then we will work out a strategy. They physically meet. 100 youth are sitting, and one of the armed forces and the other officers, which you have made a mention, from the other strata of the society. And we can take their expertise, sir.
Sir, I have given this idea to many people. Like even currently, I was advising Rayat Bahara University on few issues. So I was telling them, I told in Punjab University also, see, we can have a thing like security pe charcha, security pe samvad. Now everything is security today. It's not, see, health is also a part of security. Earlier, there was this misplaced belief that security means number of people in armed forces into weapons, and that's all security. No, it's not that. Later, people said, okay, add GDP. Okay. But that is no longer the concept of security. Security today means gross national productivity, gross national health, gross national well-being, and the concept which was once outlined by Bhutan of gross national happiness.
Happiness.
How much can you contribute? If everybody is lying down with fever, then you can have any amount of people, skilled also. What is the point? So when we will talk about security, we'll talk about all these domains. Somebody from PGI who's retired can come and talk to those people.
Wow.
So we can all contribute in that thing.
That's lovely, sir. I think, sir, we can just move on with this. And at present, during the the muted virus time, whatever is there, we can just go on online. But once the situation improves, and you have given another wonderful idea to me, I'll try and club it from the chamber together, and under your leadership, let's work out a human library club. And at the same time, which you told, security pe charcha, and then at the same time, gross national wellness, because people want to move away from health to wellness, because in wellness, people don't want to undergo any kind of a surgery and all. They want to avoid. And you mentioned yoga, meditation, spirituality, natural way. I think all these things can be taken. Give me a minute, sir. Let me just check if somebody has got any other question. Technologies, China can hit world, the economy has passed. I think Shishodiya ji has got, again, building up on that only. We can take it on further later, sir. With these words, I convey my deepest gratitude and thanks to you. As a veteran soldier, you had been very kind to spare your valuable time. Our deepest gratitude. Thanks for coming here, sir. Thanks for sharing the vision. And we are very, very positive. I'm looking forward to that. In तीनों को मिलाते हैं, sir. Human Library Club, security पे चर्चा, and gross national wellness.
Wellness. But
I think, sir,
Gulshan ji, one thing you'll get very ready contributors, because
sir,
most of the veterans, nobody listens to them in their house.
sir,
So, so they need captive audience to
lovely,
communicate.
sir, lovely, sir, lovely.
घर वाले तो सुनते नहीं है.
और sir, before we close the session, आपने जो कहा, व्यस्त रहो, चुस्त रहो और मस्त रहो.
देखो एक और फाइनल
lovely, sir.
बताता हूँ मैं आपको, एक और फाइनल बताता हूँ.
Sir,
one more I want to share with you.
sir,
ना किसी के प्रभाव में, ना किसी के अभाव में, रहिए केवल अपने स्वभाव में. Don't live under influence of somebody. Don't live with a feeling of being deprived of something. Just live with your own natural self and grow.
इसको एक बार रिपीट कर दीजिए सर, एक बार रिपीट कर दीजिए.
ना किसी के अभाव में, ना किसी के प्रभाव में, रहिए केवल अपने स्वभाव में.
Wow.
Thank you, sir.
Lovely, sir. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure to interact with you, sir.
Thank you,
Jai
sir.
Hind.
So much we learn and so much we pick up. We want to take on this journey forward. Thank you very much. So green morning, green afternoon, and green evening world over. All our brothers and sisters across the globe, wherever you are, please take care of everybody. And आज भारत के रिपब्लिक डे पर लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल केजे सिंह जी की तरफ से और मेजर डॉक्टर गुलशन शर्मा उनके जूनियर ऑफिसर